Hey everyone, Pastor Nathan here today. In the Red Letter Challenge, we're in the week of being, and we're talking about fasting today. Zach Zander references Matthew chapter 6, verses 16 through 18 today, where Jesus gives some guidelines for fasting, and talks about why we should or shouldn't do it. But there's no expectation of Jesus. This is not a command, but just a recognition that his followers will probably do this because it is a helpful spiritual discipline. It's helpful for a couple reasons, and these are from John Piper. One is that this is a physical manifestation of the not yet in our lives. And here's what I mean by that. We live in a tension of the now and the not yet. And so where fasting comes in is it reminds us that we don't just live for this world. There is an eternity coming. There's something better down the line for us, and we are eagerly anticipating that day arriving. And so when we fast something, we're saying there's more to this life than just this world. That a day will come that will make this time, this life, seem like one night in a bad hotel, as C.S. Lewis will put it. So that's one reason we fast. We fast as a way of saying we know something better is coming, and this world isn't just all that there is. The second reason we fast, according to Piper, is that this is the exclamation point at the end of the sentence, I need you, Jesus. That fasting something, whether that's social media or our phones, technology, food, either like a specific kind of food or food completely. When we do those things, that we're saying we don't just simply rely on these other things. These other aren't the only things we need. We need Jesus. We need God's words in our lives. As Jesus says in John's gospel, I have food that you know nothing about. My food is to do the will of him who sent me, the will of the Father. So when we fast something, we're saying, no, we need the food that God has to give us in his word. So those are a couple reasons we fast. For myself, I have found fasting to be helpful when I need to be reminded that I've become perhaps obsessed with something, or have become overly reliant on something in my life, or have used technology or entertainment or something like that to fill my life out, to fill the dead spaces in the day, to fill my boredom, when in reality is I could be filling that with God's word, with time in prayer, with something that's more beneficial than just either staring at a screen or relying on a special kind of food or something like comfort eating, if you will. This allows me to be able to step back and say, no, I don't need that as much as I thought I needed. Because what I find when I fast something that maybe I've become overly reliant on in my life, apart from God and his word, I find pretty quickly that after the initial period of, I really want to reach for my phone. I really want to reach for that social media. I really want to reach for that sweet treat or whatever. When I stop that for a while and fast that for a bit, and then usually it takes a day or two for some of those things, what I find is that it isn't as important as I thought it was, and it's not as big a deal. So I hope that you will take the time to fast. I hope that you will find it as helpful as I'm making it out to be, that it does push us towards remembering the not yet, that there's a greater thing coming, and it does remind us that we need Jesus, and we don't necessarily need to fill our lives constantly with stuff and things. Anyhow, hope that's helpful for you. We'll talk again soon. Take care.